Well, let's see. I'm going to see if I'm on today. On my Facebook page, I was black yesterday, blacked out totally. And it hasn't come on yet, Facebook. So I'm going to check from time to time here. If anybody's on and you can't see me, let me know. Because evidently my computer at home has technical issues when it comes to my camera. So anyway, yesterday was a crazy day and putting out lots of fires at helping people. And how about you, Jimmy? What did you do yesterday?
I just organized myself and I talked to a few agents about what they're doing. One of the girls I talked to had just done an open house on both Saturday and Sunday. And she got 3 leads on Saturday. One was not that great, but the other 2 were solid. And she had 6 visitors on Sunday. One was an agent, but the other 5 were legitimate leads.
And as you said, people that are going out right now are really serious. They're serious people.
There's a lender that's been sending me emails, and he's very consistent. And I've said this many times, the biggest driver of trust is consistency.
Yeah.
Can you tell who's on with us this morning on the host side?
Yeah, when they come on. Nobody's come on yet. Like I said, I didn't really announce it, so we'll see.
So this gets recorded though. They can watch it later.
Oh yeah.
Okay. The biggest driver of trust is consistency. This guy sent out an email yesterday, and he said, "Do not confuse the Fed with mortgage rates." He said, "There's all these announcements about the Fed dropping the rate and the Fed dropping the rate." He said, "Mortgage rates have gone up."
Yes.
I think he said 1.5 basis points, or I don't remember exactly what he said, but the Fed is so short-term oriented that we hear all this news about the Fed dropping rates, not mortgage rates.
Right.
And you and I talked about, does a buyer wait right now? This is not the time for a buyer to wait.
No.
This is the time for the buyer to get in the game, because if rates go up, even if prices stay the same, it's going to get more expensive to own a house.
That's right. Exactly right. There's Karen. Karen's here.
Oh,
yay, Karen. Yeah, there's more people watching, Jimmy, but they don't all comment. They don't all let us know. Hi, Karen. Sure. And well, I just want to report a couple stats. We were talking about the stats yesterday, and we've been closing an average the past 7 days of about 90 deals a day, and that includes Saturday and Sunday. So like from 144, the next day was 146, then 178, then 76 was on the 23rd. So yesterday was the lowest day, but it was a Monday. It's usually toward the end of the week when the closings increase anyway. But here's some news. In the last 7 days, Jimmy, we've had 873 new listings.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
How many? What's normal?
I don't know. You're going to ask me that.
Sorry.
I know. I just didn't have time to get all the stats together and do the comparisons. But
Ticor sent out a report, and it said every single month in the last 8 months, every single month we've gone down in inventory. So whatever we're selling is, it's absorbing. The absorption rate is there. So if we have 800 listings, if there's 8, and you're telling me there's like 70, 80 sales a day, that's going to absorb that inventory.
Yeah, we have 4,960 single-family homes that are active. We have 942 active condos, and we have 500 active townhouses. And then within the last 7 days of those numbers, we've listed 873. So that's about 100. And if you think about it, that's about 104, 105 average per day of listings. So
and
I think
only 4,000.
Yeah, so I think we're still pretty solid here. I know that there's going to be cancellations. We talked about that yesterday, but it'll be interesting to see exactly. I don't feel a bad wave here.
Did you post Brian Buffini's podcast?
No, I didn't, but I will.
This too shall pass, because he talks to Lawrence Yun. And they talk for about 30 minutes about the fundamentals, exactly what you're talking about: inventory, the number of homes being built, the people that are actually out buying houses right now, the supply and demand, employment, interest rates. They talk about everything, and they say we were so really that the supply was not there. Even if things slow down, it's just going to allow people to get a breath. But the fundamentals they're powerful. Yeah. We're absolutely in place. If this, and Lawrence Yun said, unless this thing drags on for 3 months or whatever, he said, as long as it's short term, he says it's a hiccup. It's not even a big deal.
Well, that's how I feel. And again, the schools are still opening, and correct me if I'm wrong, the schools are still opening on the 16th of April, right?
The last I heard, that was correct.
I mean,
And
this
I went to the DMV yesterday, and they said they expect to open April 16th. That's the sign on the door says, we expect to open April 16th.
Well, hopefully things will start getting back to normal. There's a great section of the Review Journal about what's opened and what's closed in Las Vegas. And I think that this might be a good thing. Of course, I'm all about the social media and getting yourself out there, that you could do a short video and let people know, they're reported in the paper every day. So, you could be the daily reporter to your sphere of influence about what's open and what's closed in Las Vegas. And I don't know. I think that would be, something good to post. And Jimmy, you and I were talking earlier. We don't necessarily think it's a good idea to talk about the cases and the deaths, and let the media handle that. Let's just stick to the knitting and talk about real estate and the challenges that we're having and how we're overcoming those challenges.
Well, and you gave them the suggestion that is the same thing that Brian Buffini said yesterday on the podcast I listened to. He talked about doubling down. He's doubling the amount of podcasts he's doing for the next month or so, and he's doubling he's going Facebook Live now. So he's upping his communication, and the things that you just brought up, like the businesses that are open, that's the communication we need to have to help them, through this, and asking them the question, when you see all this news about interest rates dropping, do you think that translates to the housing market? Because it does not. And they don't. When I read interest rates are going down, I think mortgage rates, and I'm a real estate agent.
Right. Well, I do
it's
too.
Wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's wrong. And I said yesterday I was going to do a chart of the differences. Well, yesterday it didn't happen, but I will get it done this week, because I think that that's valuable information that agents can share with their buyers. Our office is open. Is your office open?
The office is on lockdown, but the agents have keys, and if they want to meet a client here, they can come and use the computers and use the printers.
Yeah.
And we're limiting meetings to 10 people or less, because that's what the governor suggested.
Yeah.
So I am actually having a meeting today. Probably have 10 agents here for the meeting today, because I'll be doing a class. And I had like 40 signed up, and we just called them and said, look, if you're sick, stay home. And about 30 of them said, I'm not coming anyway. So it kind of generically or organically got down to 10 people. So I expect to have eight agents in here today. I'm doing the class because I don't want to cancel on people. Right. But, this is really, we're doing our sales meeting today on Zoom because our office is on lockdown.
Yes.
And so we talked about this yesterday, the unintended consequence of all this. Everybody's going to have to get better at technology.
Yes.
And the slide deck that I have, we talked about Tom Ferry's focus video. I'm a big fan of Brian Buffini, but I also like Tom Ferry. And I'm going to show the agents a 4-minute video from Tom Ferry that talks about focus. And my message is going to be, don't be so short-term focused that you lose the big picture, but be short-term focused in your activities. Every day you need to be doing something to reach out and touch your clients and your customers in your database, whether it's a Facebook post or a phone call or a text or something, a bomb or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. We've got to communicate. And
long-term message, short-term focus. Okay.
Right. And you and I have, we've more than doubled down on our communications. We're talking to people every day and letting everybody know, what's going on out there, because I think a lot of the agents, I don't know, because I'm a broker, I don't know how much agents have to the same stats that I have. So I just want everybody to know that I think it's a big number that we had 873 listings in the past 7 days. I think that's enlightening. And John took 2 listings over the weekend. He's having an issue with his seller in the UK who doesn't want to sign the extension for some reason, until it was interesting until we told him that, well, you really don't get your earnest money back either way. So I think that might have, yeah. I really think that's, what might make the difference. He's going to get back to John today, but yeah, I think it speaks for itself. But
every day things calm down a little bit. I think that's, we still see the message. We still see some hysteria, but you go in the grocery stores, they still have stuff, and the shelves are emptier, but they're restocking them. All the grocery stores are hiring extra people to keep the stores stocked, and they may have compressed the hours. So when you go in there, it seems like there's more people trying to get stuff, because they've compressed the hours. You
Yeah.
can't go in certain times. So some of this is just a natural, organic change that we're doing, and we'll see how much this lasts and how long it lasts. But again, long-term focus, short-term activities. You and I both know there's 4 pillars to a real estate business: your listings, your sales, your keeping in touch, and then your training and your skill building. And this is a great time for training and skill building. It's a great time for keeping in touch. If you're not doing as many listings or sales, do more of those other 2 things, because that's the 4 pillars of your business, the cornerstones. So this is what we should be focused on right now.
That's correct. Yeah. And Kane's birthday was yesterday, so he wasn't in the office. So I've got a whole list of things for him to do today, and that some of the things will help us going forward with our training too. So anyway, that's all we have for today. Short and sweet. We kept it like right at 11, 12 minutes. 12 minutes.
Closing thought, Pathways
Yes.
to Mastery. I want to make sure they know they got to sign up for Pathways to Mastery, because that's a Buffini thing. I'm probably only going to do it once a year. We're doing it at your office on 8400 West Sahara.
Yes.
It's easy to reach. And if we have a lot of people signed up, we may like rotate in and out the classroom, because as long as the governor says 10 people or less in a meeting, that we're going to have 10 people or less there, but we're still going to do it.
Yes,
we're still going to do it.
That's one of the things Kane's going to do today, is get everybody notified about it. And here we got somebody else just chiming in. Kevin,
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, we were, I don't know, focus is big, like Jimmy said, and the Pathways to Mastery. I guess we're going to find out if we can have people watch that remotely as well, correct?
I'm sure we can. They actually sent out an email about the delivery of the course, and that's why even if we have 15 people sign up, we'll only have 8 or 10 in the room at a time.
Okay.
And I'll go through all that stuff this afternoon, and
all right.
I'll let you know tomorrow how it unpacks.
Okay. All right. Well, we're still moving and shaking, and I think that, like you said, this is a hiccup.
Yep.
We'll get through it. Everybody focus. Everybody keep working. And Jimmy, thank you for your time, and thank you everybody for watching.
See you tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bye, everybody.